Okay, we got our streams up. Tea Party Cthulhu just needs to put the correct game on his stream. Welcome, Blasphemous.
Hey, figured I'd stop by before I gotta disappear.
So what is your experience with Katamari Damacy?
A decent amount. I have played enough of it. It is a very fun, wonderful game.
It is a beautiful game.
If you don't walk out of this with Katamari on the rocks stuck on your head, I don't know what's wrong with you. Oh, TBC, you and your fighting games. So we're playing the original, the OG Katamari Damacy, huh?
That is correct. We are playing the original Katamari Damacy. Created for less than $1 million. It was intended to be a very small game, but it was a sleeper hit, did extremely well, and spawned, I want to say, like 8 sequels by this point. Including the extremely high quality We Love Katamari, which...
I believe I have played that one as well.
We Love Katamari is also excellent. Features a notorious level in which the player is expected to collect 1 million roses over the course of many, many, many play sessions. I've never actually beaten that level.
I did not know about that level. So how many farmers do we have here?
Mid-boss is a farmer, absolutely. Has the 4th fastest time.
Oh, nice. Ooh, there's a lot of people joining this one. Heck yeah.
Good game, good race.
I'm a little bit sad that I can't actually join in this one, admittedly.
Now we've confirmed that we can do PS2 races. I have other games that I have ideas submitting for weekly blinds now.
Oh yeah. They were never disallowed. They just... A lot of people don't go up that far.
It takes some effort.
I could be evil and submit Hokuto no Ken, but... That game
Hey.
is impossible.
I submitted Yu-Gi-Oh! Duels to the Roses, but they all overrode it and said it didn't work for a race, so...
Hokuto no Ken works, it's just stupid. So... oh my God, that was the worst idea for our tournament that we did at the university. That game is so dumb, it's so jank. I was playing it right before this on stream just so, like, we can make sure, oh, hey, PS2's open. That game. Oh my god. Maybe it's because I play as the worst character, but... Just... wrong. I can't wait to hear in the stream commentary just me clacking control 6 back and forth for this stupid cat. How many people are blind on this? Because I know I am.
Yeah, so you're blind, and I believe some girl on the internet is in fact blind and playing the game on an actual PS2 with an actual PlayStation, with an actual Katamari disc.
I have a PS2. I just don't have this. Yeah, I'm not totally blind because I've seen this game. I've seen like LPs of it, but I've never played it actually.
Katamari Damacy.
And of course, we've got Mid-Boss, who it should be very obvious from his 233 points that he's got, 253 points, that he has raced us several times. He actually has the 4th highest on the leaderboards. So just a little bit away from getting to a 3rd place bronze medal on the leaderboards. All right, who are we waiting for? Waiting for Orville, who is chatting with his girlfriend right now. Trying to get some last-minute tips on how to Katamari.
It's a good plan.
I mean, frankly, who needs to go from again the king of all cosmos?
The King of All Cosmos is kind of a jerk.
Yeah, he is.
Katamari Damacy.
I'm glad that they didn't make this game earlier than they made it. Like Mega Man Legends.
Why? What would you think had been what would you think happened?
Oh, just, if they made it earlier than the PS2 era, that would have not worked very well. The sheer amount of objects on screen, they did a really good job of the colorization of it, and the style, allowing everything to be simple, so that way there's just as little polygons as possible in this crazy game.
Are you eating?
Yes.
Did you bring enough for everybody else?
Sure did. You want some ramen?
Absolutely.
Yeah, love ramen.
All right. Yeah, no problem. Just go over to your pantry and grab some.
Just put it in the mail. I'll get it in 2 weeks or so.
All right. Oh, I don't know if you'll like this. I'm the kind of heathen that drains the water first and then puts the packet on.
What? Oh, I see what you're saying. That's weird.
Here we go.
All right, we should be starting shortly.
Gotta have my energy up for my own race.
All right, so our players are starting. So at the beginning of the game, the players have to do a brief tutorial where they'll be told to input all of these different commands. GFM and Jal obviously have played this before. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, I do like how this tutorial requires you to do basically every single move in the game, so you know what you have to do in order to move the way you want to.
Yeah,
it's not
the game...
some simple tutorial like jump this over here, but it actually makes you input them.
It's really good about telling you how to control this game, because definitely, if this is the first time you played Katamari, it controls like nothing you've ever controlled before, basically.
I'm actually a big fan of the controls in this game. It works very well for the, I guess, type of game it is.
For a roll the ball game.
Yeah.
Yep.
With all ball games.
All right, so 3 of our players are off to a start here. They're already in the first level. For those who aren't familiar with the concept of Katamari Damacy, the king of all cosmos has accidentally destroyed all of the stars in the sky during a drinking binge, and now, as most kings do, he has delegated the authority of fixing the problem to his 5-centimeter tall son, who is sent to Earth to find material to build new stars on account of the fact, and I quote, Earth is full of things.
Oh my,
So-
the Earth. It's so full of things.
So, in each level, the player starts with the Katamari, and the Katamari starts off relatively small, and they need to roll it around like you would roll a snowball. For those of you who live in climates where it snows, how you would make a snowman. And for those who have never lived in a climate where you've made a snowman, then you need to go there at least once and do this, because this is one of the most cathartic activities that a child can do. But you roll your Katamari over things that are smaller than you, and they will stick to the Katamari and make it get slightly bigger. And we can track the progress of the Katamari in the top left corner of the screen. For example, we can see some girl is now at 6 centimeters, whereas GFM has just now crossed the threshold for 10 centimeters. So the object is for the player to continue to collect small objects until their Katamari gets big enough that they can pick up larger objects. Until they reach the target size. In this case, in the first level, they have to get to 10 centimeters, but we're going to get a lot bigger than that. So you're going to see some weird stuff going on here.
Yeah, they're gonna start off picking up, simple household objects that are, pretty small, like thumbtacks and like small fruits and like mahjong tiles, things like that. It's very, obviously Japanese game. There's a lot of things lying around the house here that you might not see in other locations, especially once we start getting into the bigger sizes. We're going to be getting some very interesting things we're going to be rolling up here.
Yeah, this is going to get weird in a hurry.
I mean, if it isn't already, weird, the whole concept of the game and the king of Cosmos with his cylinder head.
I can't remember just how far this one goes. Because I know in like later Katamari games, you go full on Gurren Lagann, like sweeping up galaxies and stuff.
We're not going to sweep up any galaxies in this one, but we're going to pick up some really huge things.
Yeah, in this goal we're only doing make the move, so we don't get to pick up the real fun stuff.
We're gonna see quite a bit. We're gonna get really close to it. So right now we've got GFM is taking the strats to save. So this is a PlayStation 2 game, and this game does not automatically save. So the players are going to have to make manual saves if they wish to continue through the game. In the event of a crash or that. Alright, Tea Party Cthulhu, alright, finds his way to Earth, and goes back to the planet. There we go. Finds the save location.
I'm not exactly sure how much progress you lose in the game if you do happen to fail. I know in the first stage that there isn't a time limit, but I think...
If you fail, you must replay that level from the beginning. And that's it.
Okay. I wasn't sure if, saving was, a necessity. If you fail, you go back to last save or something like that.
No, and we've hinted that in the pace spin that the player has unlimited continues effectively. However, if the players have a crash, which is a bigger concern, they will lose all their progress if they have made no saves. So I think a lot of the players, especially when they get further in the game, will want to take saves, because a lot of these later levels are long. Like the time limit for the last level is almost 30 minutes.
Yeah, okay, that makes a whole lot of sense. So Jal just passed what was a little barrier that has some signs on it that tells you how big you need to be in order to roll through that sign.
Yep.
They often gate areas that have much higher value, higher size pickups that you can. But you must be this tall to enter this area is basically what they are.
That's a perfect way to describe that.
And of course, you can roll up the barriers themselves, so you can get a nice little jump start when entering set areas. Cthulhu's showing off the little dash here. If you
One of the most
kind
helpful
of,
mechanics in the whole game.
yeah, if you alternate pressing both sticks up and down very quickly, you can get kind of this roll that'll really boost you up in speed. It's very, very nice.
Yeah, it gives you.
It's also
it gives
very
you,
dangerous.
It gives you a very fast dash. Another mechanic that isn't obvious when you roll, it kind of reshuffles how the items are arranged in the Katamari to make it rounder. So if your Katamari has a really oblong shape because you've picked up a lot of weird stuff, rolling will cause it to even out so you can roll a little more fluidly, especially if you need to climb over things.
Yeah, once we get outside and start picking up things like maybe some farming tools or a lamppost or something, those are very like long in shape. It definitely makes some of the rolling really awkward once they start knocking you around.
There we go. There's the music kicking in on Some Girl.
Yep. So when you play this, I didn't include any tips on how to play the game, but a lot of strategies here. For example, it's really easy if you're a blind player to, on your first go, to find something big and to be really tempted to pick it up. Like these orange slices that Some Girl is near, there's a temptation to try to, keep picking those up when you're not big enough to do that. And you can lose a lot of time if you keep trying to pick up things that are too big for you when you're better off looking for an area with smaller objects that are good for you to pick up.
Yeah,
You can... Go ahead.
Go ahead. I was gonna say if you're rolling around into stuff larger than you, it actually does knock off some of the smaller stuff. So suddenly you're in a worse position than you were in.
Right. Okay, Tea Party Cthulhu already managed to get outside of the little house. The game has only really 3 maps to it. We have the house map, we have the neighborhood map, and we have the world map. So Jal has already moved on to the first outside map, the neighborhood map. So making good progress there. Whereas Some Girl, GFM, and Jal are all still in the house, which is around the house and outside of the house.
Yeah, GFM definitely has enough to go outside through the tin barrier. Oh, they just found it. Okay, now they're probably really going to start rolling out here because they're already well big enough to get a lot of the stuff out here.
Yep.
I want to say this level here, there's a little garden that just has a whole bunch of vegetables you can just roll straight through.
Yep.
Nice, just got a wall clip. That's what I was aiming for. I had a feeling I could do that.
Yeah, so GFM using one of the most important strats here. So the game has a time limit and it has a target size. And the target size, for example, on the level Some Girl is on and that Cthulhu is on, it's 20 centimeters. Once you hit that target, you're allowed to continue rolling the Katamari around, even after the time, until the time limit runs out. But there's no reason to do so, because once you've managed to hit that target, you can go ahead and you can quit the level, and the game will count that as a successful completion. So it's important for the players, especially on these late levels that have 30-minute timers on them, to quit the levels once they've reached that target so that they can just move on to the next level and start making more progress.
I love it when you roll up an awkward object like that arrow.
Oh yeah, Some Girl's just kind of toppling over it. Some Girl just hit 10, so I think they have seen the barrier and probably gonna try to make their way over there. As long as they don't run into enough stuff to knock them below 10.
Now, this game does remove like all the small objects after a certain spot, right? And just like every 10 centimeters or so.
Yeah, it has certain thresholds that once you cross those thresholds, it starts to despawn small objects and spawn bigger objects.
Oh, Some Girl just did something there we might have to keep in mind. Some objects that are just slightly small enough for you to roll up, some living objects you might actually have to like knock out first by walking into them. They make a pretty distinct sound effect, so you can hear from them, like, oh, well, I just knocked that thing out, now I can go roll it up, and it should be actually a pretty good size increase for me.
Yeah, in some of the later levels, the King of All Cosmos is going to give the players directions and say, hey, you know, you're pretty big. Why don't you go over here? There's some stuff over here to roll. I think in this first level that doesn't happen. They may have assumed that the player will just figure that out. Some are also doing a lot of backwards rolling. That's not a good idea. You move a lot slower backwards than forwards.
Yeah, there's if you press down both control sticks, you actually just flip completely around. So it's very, very handy because turning manually around yourself can be extremely awkward.
Yeah, especially you want to be able to see what's in front of you. That is in the pace spin.
Oh, these Legos are pretty good. These little Lego towers here. Yeah, some things that look big are actually just made of a bunch of small objects, so it's really actually quite simple to roll up some of them. There we go. Now we're tumbling over some chickens. Some girls made it outside.
Alright, she's running low on time, but she's also really close here.
There's the 30-second warning timer.
Oh, makes it right at the deadline. Let's roll up of that sparrow, clutch. And there she goes, hits the target, goes ahead, quits the level, and she will be moving on to the neighborhood. So good. That's where the players are going to lose a lot of time here. If they can't complete levels within the time limit, they're going to have to redo them. That could wind up wasting a lot of time.
Right, Jal just hit 50 on the second stage, I guess, and is now done with that one.
Yep, 50 centimeters, so already twice as big as they were on the previous level.
They have the best TV shows in Katamari Land.
They really do. The cutscenes in this game are extremely silly. It might leave you saying, what the heck? But, everything in this game is just so weird, you can't, like, not laugh.
So the paceman included a route, right?
Yes, the pace bin did give the players a route, and some girl has obviously read that because she correctly identified she does not want to play Make Cancer. So before doing this, I did look up the speedrun route to make sure I had that. Because the way that the game works is as you complete levels, it spawns new levels. The players want to complete the Make the Moon level, which is the final level in the game, but you do not have to complete all levels to unlock it. To get to that level, they must play all of the Make a Star levels, and there are a grand total of 9 Make a Star levels. The only place where it gets confusing is when you get through Make a Star 6. Make a Star 7 does not spawn unless you have played at least one of the constellation levels. And so the players have been instructed to play the Ursa Major level, which is the easiest of the constellation levels for a reason that will become obvious when they actually get there in the race, so let's not spoil that one.
I remember that, that's great.
And once they complete Ursa Major, that will spawn Make a Star 7, and then they just keep playing Make a Star levels until they complete the game.
With the last level being Make the Moon, right? Or is that Make a Star?
Make the Moon, yes, that's correct. Alright,
Yeah,
so
there's
we're
a
on...
bunch of little optional levels just based on constellations and stuff like that in the star system.
Yeah, and it's actually kind of nice. The constellation levels are really bad for a race format because they're timed. Unlike the other levels, there isn't a hit the target and then you get to move on. So the fact that we don't have to do those is really, really nice for this goal. Alright, these arrows aren't too bad for getting the Katamari to be bigger.
Some girl has discovered the dash.
Yeah, she's been using the dash here and there.
And immediately gets run over by an RC car and loses some of it. Jal rolls through a barrier here. I couldn't see how big it was.
Probably another 10 centimeter barrier.
Getting out to the house area here. This is in a separate level though, so it's going to be much more places to go than this little garden out here after we get enough of this stuff.
Yes. So the general progression is the levels are going to continue to get bigger as the players progress in the game. They're going to have higher targets, and they're going to pick up larger objects. The last of the house levels is Make a Star number 4, I believe. That's the biggest they're going to get in the house, and then they aren't going to visit the house again.
You know,
Pulling up some stairs here, which can be kind of awkward. You gotta like face perpendicular, I think that's the right word, to the stairs and just kind of hold up until you just kind of roll up it through some surfaces. You can do that. It's really awkward, and sometimes it just kind of bounces you off and you lose stuff anyway.
the Prince is definitely doing these people a favor. I mean, they really should have had a maid at this point. I can say that my room is almost constantly a mess. Especially having a rabbit and the like, things get messy, but there's just no comparison to these people's houses.
Alright, some girl needs to start finding stuff to roll up. Spend a lot of time rolling and not a whole lot of time rolling up.
This gives us more time to listen to this rockin' soundtrack. I'm a big fan of it.
Yeah, this is an excellent soundtrack. Set paintbrush. Alright, some girl's not using the quick turn. That's gonna waste a lot of time here. Yeah, another confusing bit is sometimes it's a little bit difficult to tell what you can roll up. That sometimes you'll approach something and you think, oh, I could possibly fit that, but no, you're just big enough to grab it. The game has a kind of a detailed analysis it does to determine if you can or can't roll something. That includes the size, the length, and the weight of an object.
Weight is included in it?
Yeah, apparently. That's according to the interviews with the developers, they considered weight as one of the things that determines if you pick things up.
Huh.
Yeah, I can't imagine, like, determining the individual weight for every single object in this game.
Yeah, there are hundreds of objects in this game, so there's just so much of this code is probably dedicated to just...
Oh, some girl, please just turn around.
Jal just hit a 50 centimeter barrier right next to this 50 centimeter barrier here, so we're gonna roll up that whole barrier, and now we are getting outside of the house now.
I love that whoever lives there had the courtesy to put the barrier up, specifically telling you the size, so that way when the Prince of the Universe inevitably comes by to pick up all their garbage, they know, how big they have to be bothered to go out here. It's just the people who live there are just doing a solid. Are those meta? Oh wait, they're hard hearts. Shut up, me.
This isn't Mega Man.
Definitely hard hats. Absolutely hard hats are a thing, and not just robots that exist with hard hats on.
Gel's heading back into the house here now. Much bigger, about the size of a person now. We can see bumping into this dude just sitting here.
Yeah, they don't seem to really care that this gigantic sphere of detritus is rolling around their house.
The last thing you want to do is draw the prince's attention.
Well, that's like 4. That I think that's...
What have you done?
Well, I put like in between 2 objects and nothing.
Oh my god, yeah,
That's like the second time that's happened.
Yeah, you have to be careful. The game, it's kind of a failsafe that if you are to accidentally get into a spot where you can't fit, the game will kick stuff off of the Katamari to shrink you down so that you can escape. That can waste a lot of time if you let that happen.
But there was literally no space there, so no matter how small the Katamari got, I was stuck.
Oh no. I do remember in the second game, collision got a lot better.
Oh yeah, it was so much better, from what I hear.
Mom, they said on TV that
It's been pretty touchy from how it's been going in this race so far. That's not the first time it happened that I went through it before.
Tea Party's just barely small enough to not get those batteries, those giant row batteries on top of the table.
Yeah, this level is a little odd, and it's one of the levels that I remembered when playing that you can collect pretty much everything on top of that table as long as you take it in order from smallest to biggest.
Yeah, there's that big row of caramels up there just right for starting you off. There's just it'll happen a lot in this game. There's just a long row of the same object you can use to jumpstart you in whatever area you manage to roll into them in.
Yep.
There we go, there's all those batteries.
Look at that. That's where it starts to feel really good, that you hit a whole row of something and you just grab like 50 pickups in one go. Alright, some girl once again in a corner, can't see what she's doing. Trying to figure out how to do that jump, I think.
Sorry for the banging around and getting set up for stuff over here.
That's fine, there's a lot of banging around going on in the game as well.
Yeah.
Gotta set up my fight stick.
So there's more to this game than just the default. The players here are focused on simply completing the levels. If you played this game casually, there's a lot more to do and explore. Every level has a target for a maximum size and a speedrun target. If you can roll up the goal in a short enough period of time, you'll get a comet added to the celestial view screen. And if you can get the Katamari large enough, your star will shine more brightly, and you can even unlock versions of the levels that have no time limit, so you can roll everything up without a time limit. There's collectibles in the level. Oh god, some girl rolling backwards everywhere. That's not how this should go. There we go, she gets the quick turnaround. That's gonna be godsend. So there's also a hidden present in each level to collect. That if the players collect those, they can decorate the prince and give him funny hats and coats and things. And after completing the game, they also can find the prince's cousins hidden in each level as an extra collectible to search for. Oh, there.
Oh, really? Was that the first game?
Yeah, that's post-game. So we're not gonna, unfortunately, we're not gonna see any of the prince's cousins in this race. They only appear after they have completed the game once.
I actually didn't know that. I knew they were everyone's.
In We Got Katamari. That's like one of the major mechanics of We Got Katamari.
There's a number of optional levels that they can play that have different goals, where they try to collect all of whatever the target item is for that level, such as crowns, swans, pears, things like that.
I'm really looking forward to the Ursa Major stage.
The Ursa Major stage is wonderful, especially for our blind players. They're gonna love that.
That dog was bullying the heck out of Jal right there. GFM is also having an encounter with the dog.
Yeah, so the song we got playing right now is Lonely Rolling Star. It's an original song for Katamari Damacy, a very popular one. It's in Japanese, so it's difficult to tell, but the lyrics of this song are a woman is singing about her love is always rolling on and always traveling, so she never gets to see them. And so she's singing about how they should continue to roll because that's who they are, but how she wishes she could see them again.
Picking up these orange peels here. I love how objects you would normally think, you know, to maybe squish down or something like that, just don't. They just stay their original shape and kind of make it awkward. There we go. Those books really helped out.
Yeah, when you find a big pile of stuff you can grab, you want to grab all of it.
Yeah, especially when you didn't think you were big enough to get them. Because that means you were probably just barely enough to get them, and that's a huge jump start.
Alright, so Some Girl is still a little bit behind Cthulhu here. Cthulhu has just crossed the 50 centimeter threshold, whereas Some Girl is still only at about 19 centimeters. The levels are misleadingly long because you're going to start off small and you're going to think, wow, it's taken me forever to get this big. But, of course, the bigger you get, the bigger the things you pick up. So you kind of grow at an exponential rate.
Yeah, we're here picking up, what, vegetables and, like, small household objects and stuff, but when you're picking up, like...
People.
I don't
cars.
know, people, cars, yeah. Those are just a little bit bigger. They make some pretty huge jumps.
Alright, Some Girl's having some difficulty here finding stuff that she can pick up. There
Just
we
hit
go.
the loading screen.
Yeah.
Once you get big enough, the game will kind of take a moment to load the next, you know, large area that you are now big enough to go to. So there'll be small gameplay interruptions, but they're really not all that long.
So now Some Girl should be able to get underneath the house. She's grabbing these squirt guns.
Giles now picked up some people. You see him kind of wiggling out of the ball here. King interrupts to let you know that, hey, you just rolled up like the place you started in the first level. He likes to interrupt with some silly little statistics sometimes. Some girl got kind of stuck there and lost a lot of those water pistols.
Yeah, Some Girl's getting bullied by these teddy bears.
That dandelion is not even attached. Nice dash into those birds. Yeah, those birds, I know, like to kind of fly away if you get too close to them, but if you're dashing, there's really not much chance for them.
Alright, Some Girl's not spotting that she can go underneath the house. Might be okay. Here we go. Sees the door is open, there's a bunch of stuff in here to grab. I hope I set the estimate long enough, because I couldn't find anybody who was actually blind to this. Alright, so Cthulhu has made it through... I think Cthulhu has made it up to level 5.
I'm on Making Star 5.
Yep, there we go. So that's the last that Cthulhu's going to be seeing of this house. Some Girl's starting to find caches of stuff to pick up, but she lost a lot of time early on just looking for things to grab.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned about meeting the time limit here. There's only about 2 to 3 minutes left for him.
Yeah, I think Some Girl may have to redo this level. Although the upside is, after you've done the level once, you'll have a much better idea of the layout of the level. And know where those pockets of things are to grab.
So finds the 50-centimeter wall and it's just barely too small to get through.
Yeah.
Oh no, no, too big to get back.
Yeah, that's another thing to keep in mind when you're playing this game, is that you don't necessarily want to go through those barriers as soon as you're big enough to do so. Because the area that you're still in is going to have a bunch of stuff that's smaller than you that you could pick up. So you can definitely grab a bunch of stuff there. And also, if you're a little bit bigger than the target when you go through the barrier, you'll be able to just pick up whole groups of things instead of picking your way between what's small and what's big.
Yeah, going through the barrier is definitely attractive, but when you're big enough to pick up practically every single thing in the old area, that's it. And you know, with them being so small, it's really easy just to plow through all of it really quickly.
So some girl has triggered the failure screen, and she's going to have to clear this text in order to play it again.
Oh no, the sense of failure here is immense.
Yeah, you gotta go through the punishment.
The king is relentless, dude. It's crazy. I really like how he makes like small changes to his pose through the lightning.
Alright, so some girl is gonna go back to make a star 4, and she's gonna make another effort at it.
Meanwhile, Jala is kind of outside here in a park, knocking out some humans and picking them up.
Yeah, Jal has made it to the first of the world levels.
Just got some bears terrorizing a campfire, and the campfire itself, I guess. Alright, now we're really getting rolling.
Alright, some girl grabs a bunch of stuff on the table, but as soon as she starts running out of stuff to grab, she rolls on down. On the other hand, this is not a bad level to be stuck on, because Lonely Rolling Star is such a good song.
I'm a big fan, actually. I do have both soundtracks for the first two games in my car. Definitely,
Yeah,
they're definitely
I
a good
played
listen.
This game and I bought the soundtrack to the first, so like, I have almost the entire series soundtrack because they're just so good.
Alright, some girl trying to find stuff she can pick up here. That tape dispenser is just a little too big. Picking
I
up
think
some...
on top of that table is definitely where the prizes are at the start. That row of batteries and such.
Oh yeah, that's where you want to start out, because you can grab all of that stuff. In fact, hopefully she'll make another trip right up there. Mid-boss, of course, farming the crap out of this race, is already finished with an SRL time of 34 minutes and 58 seconds. And his comment is, yep, he still hates this game. Mid-boss also had joined us for our weekly race of Chalvo 55 last week, also complained about that, so at this point I think we have more than enough data to confirm that Mid-boss just hates games that are good.
Oh wow. I don't know if Cthulhu was planning on picking up those fences there, but
I was, actually.
you were good.
And I saw
just
somebody
big
do that
enough.
in their LP. I don't remember who, but it was someone.
Definitely make it a little awkward to roll around after you get them, but man, are they worth it.
Alright, where is some girl going next? She's retreading a lot of this barren landscape that she's already picked clean. It's getting a little big to fit through these little gaps.
Man, my one complaint about this game is camera. That's my one complaint.
Yeah, it definitely gets a little awkward. Bumping into, you know, everything that's big around you still.
Because I just went down that entire street and I couldn't look. And I can't turn the camera, so... Couldn't grab anything there.
And while we blinked, Jal has already finished Ursa Major. We'll catch that when some of our other players get to it.
Oh jeez. Dang, I can't believe it. I was looking so forward to it. It's already over. Oh, I love this stage. It's the one with the bananas, and the king lets you know.
Alright, some girl's out in the garden, but I think she's still a little small for that. She really should be picking up more stuff in the house. And Cthulhu getting bullied here. The shopkeepers in the neighborhood kicking him around like he's a ball.
We'll reward them by rolling up all of their produce. And their piggy banks, I guess, that are littering the streets.
Some girl trying to get these cucumbers off of these plants, but those stems are in the way.
We're just roll straight through those birds. They're not even scared yet.
Yes. Oh, some girl, you can't get that way. Oh, some girl. No, there's nothing over there. Yeah, this is where some girl's losing a lot of time. She's doing a lot of rolling and just not finding things to roll up.
Actually, Finn has picked up some cats. And just see him wiggling. It's so funny. This all the different stuff you've got sticking off your ball in this. Like, I love the random farm animals, like cows and stuff like that. Oh, there was a little ramp there. I would be so tempted just to dash across that, just to fly around.
Alright, Jal wants to pick up those penguins, but the penguins do not want to be rolled up. Alright, new door opens for some girl. Here she is in the kitchen area. A lot of stuff here to grab. Good opportunity to start making some progress again.
These dried squid, I think, are pretty sizable. I mean, they're a little difficult to see, honestly, considering they're two-dimensional.
Yeah, she keeps skipping a lot of stuff. Yeah, like picks up only one of those shoes.
GFM had rolled past the sunflower without, I don't think, plans of picking them up, but did accidentally clip one and was like, ooh, I want the rest of these.
Yeah, that as you start getting a little bit better at the game too, you start watching your size meter, because as you pick things up, it'll show you how big those things are and what they're adding to you, and a lot of times you'll be surprised at what adds a lot of size and what doesn't.
Oh yeah, these fences are great. They're all sectioned rather than, you know, one really long object. So it's really easy to accidentally pick those up when you weren't planning to and suddenly have a lot more size and a very awkwardly shaped ball down.
Alright, where is some girl going? She doesn't seem to know where she wants to be. Oh, she passes up all those bottles. Those bottles would be perfect.
Let's get to 30 in the next size increase. I wasn't sure if there's a 30 barrier on this stage. Is that the one that goes under?
No. I think the one that goes under was just 20. She's a little big to go under now.
Oh no.
That shouldn't be an issue. Yeah, there we go. Picks up those kassetsus, picks up that bear's hat.
Because bears wear hats.
Bears can wear as many hats as they want.
They can. No one's gonna say an
Oh,
arrow.
it's actually running out of time.
Alright, what level is Cthulhu moving on to?
First major.
Okay, so we're gonna watch Ursa Major
Am
now.
I?
I think
Oh
so.
no, Vegastar 6.
Oh, okay, you've got one more level. Alright. False alarm. False alarm.
Oh, you're right. There's that under the house 20 centimeter sign there.
Yeah, she's too big, and she doesn't want to get smaller to get under there. That defeats the purpose of this race. Alright,
Ooh, now we're rolling.
Yeah, there we go. Grabs those bears. Grabs a giant stack of piggy banks.
It's 50 right in front of the 50 sign, but I don't know if you go out right away if we're having the same issue as last time.
Yeah, really doesn't want to go there just yet. I think she's too big to pick up those remote control cars. Those things with towels are pretty good. Those are adding a whole centimeter for each one. Those hard hats are good. Those are adding a centimeter each.
It was on the last minute now. So managing to avoid a lot of stuff, though it seems like they might be kind of bouncing off of it. Those little globes might be like sections in part, like the little base that they're standing on might be able to pick up separate from the thing, it almost looks like.
Yeah, some girl's just not picking up anything here, and she's running out of time. Needs to go back in the house, grab those flower pots, start picking up some of those plants.
Well, with this game over, maybe they might rethink their strategy of going through the 50 wall right away.
Yeah, there's really not a whole lot to grab out here.
Gel's starting to get pretty big here. Cars are starting to become almost a target now. We're getting some vending machines here.
Yeah, I
some
think
people.
I think we're gonna see him start cleaning up these streets, and it's really good feeling. All right, here we go. GFM. Let's not spoil it for GFM just yet, because we want Cthulhu, who is with us, to not be spoiled to what.
I've seen this game, so.
Oh well, that's
I've
okay.
seen the whole game.
And there we go. GFM has cleared Ursa Major. Moving on to the next level. Alright, so let's see how some girl does this time.
Immediately picks up a pencil, which makes it really awkward. But hopefully, you stay up here long enough to just grab all the little erasers and batteries before going off the table.
Yeah, those erasers are too big. Needs to grab more of the. No, grab the caramels! No, no! It's a nail clipper.
Alright, with Ursa Major done, I can only imagine GFM is heading into 7? Was that it?
Yeah, it should be 7 after that. So, running out of levels. Of course, the last few levels are very long and have a lot of and very large size. I'm not sure if that's going to make it harder on them or easy on them. Some girl's still a little bit too small to pick up the broccoli. Can't pick up the yellow Lego bricks.
Jal just lost a bunch of stuff, it looked like, trying to roll. Oh my gosh, is that a big crowd of people? Well, not anymore.
Jal just picking up that entire assembly. Jaw's running low on time here, though. Only another 50 seconds and still needs to get another meter on that Katamari. Of course, the last meter is the fastest one, so may be able to still do it.
Oh, it'll be close. This car is just still a little too big. Might need to find some fences or something, maybe some small bushes.
Yeah, and it really hurts to have to redo these later stages, because the later stages are a lot longer.
I'm sure there's something here on the beach. These little palm trees? Nah, nope. Not the bulldozer.
Alright, some girl's being more thorough here. She makes sure she picks up every single one of those bricks. So that's a good strategy to take.
Oh, Joel gets it with like less than 10 seconds left, I think. There was a large tower of buckets or something, and on top was a sumo guy. So, he was definitely a lot bigger than the other people.
Alright, some girl picking up the rats.
Oh no.
Oh, that wasn't too bad. Didn't lose too much. Because I think it sheds the small stuff first.
Oh no, we stuck behind the ironing board. There's not really much room to get out of here until you're small enough. Oh, there we go.
To fit out. There you go, easy pie.
Oh yeah, here we go.
There's the jackpot. Pick up all of that. Every single one of them.
Look at these books. Yeah, there you go. Now we're rolling. We are lonely rolling star.
So pick up those drink cans. There's some watermelon slices she's missed.
There's a bunch of cucumbers on those plants there, even if you do kind of have to navigate around the stems at this stage.
Yeah, the cucumbers are really inconvenient to roll around is the issue. She's tried to do that before, and it just really hasn't worked out for her.
GFM getting outside almost large enough to start getting people, which is where the size is really gonna start ramping up. Gotta clean up all this litter on the street, such as fish and bear carvings and toolboxes. I wonder how, like, the developers started placing objects in this game. Like, I don't know if there was like any thought put into it, or just just put this little string of toolboxes here. We'll just throw some chickens over here that are staring at this guy playing a guitar.
Alright,
Honestly,
some girl hits the 20 centimeter threshold. She's moving on to the next room of the house. Cthulhu rolling across the beach, just a giant ball of people. Getting really close to that 3 meter threshold.
There's running out of time again. Oh, but I can pick up 6 people now, so good.
I think some girl might be looking for that 20 centimeter wall that they were maybe seeing in a previous play.
Hey, there we go. Now we're on Ursa Major.
Nice. Alright, Ursa Major. So, the entire goal of Ursa Major is to get a bear. Any bear. Anything bear related.
Technically, the goal is to get the biggest bear possible, but the game ends when you collect any bear. So, if you're trying to actually get a high score for Ursa Major, it's an incredibly challenging and incredibly frustrating stage that's played the opposite of all the others, because you have to approach it cautiously. You have to watch what you're rolling up. You know, you don't want to rush into big groups of objects, because you're trying to get big enough to grab that legendary mighty bear. But when you're doing any percent, you just grab that bear and you just keep on moving.
Yeah, what is it, like a small bear statue right in front of the start?
Yeah, you can grab a small bear statue. You can grab a Beware the Bears sign.
Bear!
The King of All Cosmos has a very broad definition of what constitutes a bear.
Some girl runs into that, oh gosh, that little stand of bears. little like a swing seat of bears, and that really jumped her up to 50 very quickly.
Oh, here she goes. She can pick up these flower pots. That's gonna help. See, just grabbing those few things, she's up 10 centimeters in what she was, just in seconds of effort.
There we go. Oh gosh, gets knocked around by these RC cars. Still not big enough to grab him. It's gotta be really close. Get that cat carriage. Oh, got the carriage, but not the cat.
Yeah, if you want to catch those moving objects, you gotta move fast. Alright, head back inside the house. Yeah, there. Oh, grabs those bears. Alright, she's making good progress. I think she's gonna do it this time.
Some of the animals and such like to kind of attack you once you get close enough to them and you're too small, but once you get big enough, they will actively try to run away from you, and it's pretty funny.
Yeah, look at that. Just gaining size like crazy.
Gonna get revenge on these RC cars, I think. Maybe not, we'll let them live.
Still too big to grab that globe.
GFM, these little sections of walls right here I think are separate, so you can actually get all of them fairly early on, but just quite not big enough to grab me.
And here we go. Some girl manages to hit that 1 meter target, and she can finally move on to the next level. Yeah, that's grabbing pieces of fence and things like that. That's a big deal because things that look big, that are made of lots of small parts, those are great because they're it's so much density. You just grab so many things at once and just wrap it all up.
Yeah, we're starting to get some chain link fences here. I think those stone walls might be pretty soon. You can see that one kind of wobbling.
Yeah, that's kind of a hint to the player that if you hit something and it wobbles, how much it wobbles is a clue on how close you are to being able to roll it up. So if you thump something and it wobbles a lot, that means that, hey, you're really close to picking that up. Alright, maybe this area will go better for some girl, because it's got a really high density of just stuff you can pick up right away.
GFM takes out that assembly in the schoolyard here. Now only has 1 minute left to get a whole meter, a little over it in fact.
Yeah, that's exactly where Jal was just a moment ago, and Jal just tore that up, so I think GFM could be able to pull it off. Alright, some girl playing it smart here. She, rather than jumping off of that ledge right away, she's going back and exploring the starting area for more stuff to pick up. And making good use of that quick turn. That quick turn is a really critical skill for doing well at this game.
Oh, a little worried about GFM. I think they got down to the beach, but there just wasn't enough to get big enough to grab the palm trees and such. No, we only got 10 seconds left. Oh gosh, just big enough where these trees are a hindrance. You can't see where you're going. That's gonna do it. So close.
Yeah, and that's gonna hurt, because that means starting the level over from the start.
But sees these jumping fish and wants to just kind of get in their way. Nab some of them right there.
Yeah, when you can let other things roll into you, that's a valid strategy. Alright, some girls picked this area pretty clean. Needs to move on to get some new stuff.
Jal is somewhere. Oh, in a neighborhood, it looks like.
Yeah,
Getting
Jal
built
is...
kind of in the way of pyramids. Or, wait a minute. Yeah. Oh, barely big enough to knock out these dudes and grabbing them. Some of them, anyway.
Yeah, Jal still has a long way to go here. 10 minutes left on the timer, but still has to get another 10 meters added onto the Katamari.
Yeah, we're getting people and such. I don't think that's going to take too terribly long. I do like when you knock out people, they just kind of flip around and like sit on their heads. And they just look very silly
I
because
especially
everything's
like
kind
how
of
they
going
know
on.
because I know the plot of We Heart Katamari, which is basically all the people in this game like love Katamari so much from the first game that they're like they want to be rolled up into Katamaris now.
Yeah.
It's such a ridiculous game.
You might hear some of these wonderful sound effects whenever we get I don't know, whose audio are we using right now?
We're using some girl's audio right now since
Okay.
since she's blind. She's got clean audio, playing on actual hardware, so we're not going to get any weird stuff. Because I know when I tested this on emulator, I did have some issues with the emulation where sometimes that little screech sound you get when you break the Katamari, it would just play continuously, and that's just awful to listen to. So
Nice.
knowing we've got actual hardware that's not going to do that, that's a huge relief for me.
Okay, that's cool.
Some girl wants to
not
pick up that
really
NES,
for
can't do it.
Definitely looking forward to getting some humans here once we get large enough, because they make some pretty great sound effects.
Some girl realized she can pick up those lollipops and grabs them all.
Alright, Jal's getting into large fence section territory. We're just rolling through the neighborhood. There's a bunch of scared people. Come with me. There's some 2 singers there on the stage. Gonna grab them, see ya.
And now they're on the Katamari.
Oh gosh, can barely fit through these houses now.
Yeah, I think Joel needs to go somewhere else now.
Oh no. There we go, we were out of the deadly trap. It gets big enough to cause the next loading screen. So that'll really amp up the stuff that they can go grab now. Oh yeah, here comes the fences.
Rolls up that baseball team. Alright, some girl's getting pretty big here. She's skipping those water bottles. That's a mistake. I think she's actually big enough to pick up those empty water bottles now. Yeah, I think part of some girl's issue is she's misjudging what she can pick up. She's skipping things that she could pick up that are really good for her and spending a lot of time picking up stuff that doesn't add a whole lot of size.
Yeah, I've noticed kind of that some girl, when she can get like a group of stuff, only grabs kind of part of it without getting like the full section of what is actually available right there. Just kind of tries to move on to the next thing, but not actually sure where the next thing is.
Yeah, like passing up all of those objects before rolling down the hill, that wasn't a good strategy, but we'll see.
Oh, oh no, misses all the bowling pins, but we're back for him. Nice.
She gets a strike.
Uh-oh, I'm worried now. I only have like a minute.
Uh-oh.
If you don't make the Katamari bigger, you can't go to the next stage.
Oh my god.
All right, jaw clearing yet
Climbing up
another
the
level.
I just failed. Please, I only have a minute.
Oh no. Almost
This game's
roll up
lagging
this
really
building.
badly, so it's not easy.
All right, some girl's coming close to this garden. This garden is full of radishes. Those radishes are going to add a whole lot of size if she can get up there. Nope, she's rolling around in the water instead. So it's probably unfortunate for that poor bird that's in the middle of the Katamari.
Jal is living up stage 9.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna finish. I think I'll have to redo this stage.
Here we go. Some girl finds a treasure trove of stuff, just starts rolling it up. Takes a... Then she just
Yeah,
rolls
gonna
off
have
from
to
it.
redo.
No. Some girl, you gotta pick up the stuff you find. There we go. Find some lights. Those are good. Alright, so Cthulhu gets his warning from Father and then moves back on to Make a Star, number 7. So more than halfway through the goal by number of stages at this point.
Pretty sad I had to redo that one. So I was not playing very well.
I do like GFM's input display. You can see all of the awesome controls in this game, which are, in fact, just the control sticks. Just noticed that
Control
was
sticks and
there.
a bunch of buttons that nobody uses.
Right. Do they actually do anything? I think you can like advance
Yes,
text.
you can get zoomed out view.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Oh, some girl, pick up the dog! Leaving that poor dog out of the Katamari. That's just cruel.
I'm sure dog wants to be part of it too.
Oh, here we go. Pick up all of those hats. Oh, yeah. Picks up all of those fencing masks. That's a big boost.
GFM finds the assembly.
And the assembly notices GFM. But it's too late. It is too late to do anything. All right,
There are boulders falling from the sky onto this assembly. I don't think this is a very nice place to do this.
some girl, I think, has missed the interior of the supermarket repeatedly. It's a cow.
Oh, here we go.
There we go. Yeah, now she spots it. Look at all this stuff. Oh, man. There we go. Some girl picks up her first person, and that easily pushes her over the target. So after struggling with Make a Star number 4, now making some good progress. GFM rolling down the city streets.
Jal grabbing some otters, just trying to mind their own business here in the water. There we go, use that dash. Just don't even know where we're going, but let's go there. That's a really long stretch of land to traverse normally, so the dash really starts helping out in some of these later stages, especially when you're gonna like barrel through so many things at once. Very rapidly pick up large amounts of small objects with it.
Oh, GFM is really close here. Only has 40 seconds left. Has to get a little more than half a meter under the Katamari. Just needs to find something that he can pick up. All right, there we go. Hits 50.
Oh, it's gonna be close.
Hits 60. 40 centimeters to go. 20 seconds to go. Ooh, this is not looking good. This is not looking good. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Oh my god, he makes it! Oh, at the last possible second! Ah. Somebody should clip that. Alright, I think this level's going to be a little easier for some girl, because the first part of this level has you trapped in a pretty small area. So you just roll around it in circles, just looking for the stuff that's smaller than you and just grabbing it.
Lined up for that launch across the ramp there to grab those flying apples. Gets a couple of
Nice.
them, but kind of rolls off course.
Yeah, not quite right, but that helps. Slams into that chicken.
How many games can you actually just say that and it, you know?
I think that probably applies to most of the Zelda games, too.
That's true. When's the Katamari Zelda crossover? Like the cat just kind of sticking face first into the Katamari. Chow going through a barrier here. It's barely big enough to get through. Gonna be getting a lot more stuff over here. Is this stage 9, was it?
I believe Jol is on stage 9, yes.
Oh, it's fence time. Oh yes, these little concrete fences here. Oh my gosh.
Alright, some girl crosses that 1 meter threshold. She's still got 8 minutes to go.
I love those balloons sticking off. It doesn't seem like you kind of tumble over the balloons like you would other solid objects when they were kind of oblong like that. I mean, I guess it makes sense since they're balloons.
Are you questioning the realism of Katamari Damacy's physics?
I am, actually. Oh boy, we got the chickens. Ooh, these sunflowers.
The very first time I experienced the majesty of Katamari Damacy, it was at some kind of a small convention. I don't remember what it was. And somebody was playing it, and there was some larger theme to the convention, but whatever it was forgotten, because once people started noticing Katamari Damacy existed, nobody wanted to pay attention to anything else. And at the end of every level, when they completed it, the entire assembly would shout Royal Rainbow out loud, right at the end.
Oh man, that sounds amazing.
Look at that sumo knocking some girl all over the place. Alright, Tea Party Cthulhu's up to 3 meters, has 5 minutes left to go in the level, so that should be plenty of time to complete this.
Than I had last time.
Jol,
On you.
yeah, Jol needs to get to 30 meters, has 11 minutes left in the timer, but of course it's confusing because the larger you get, the faster those last few meters go, so you're just going to keep moving faster as you collect more stuff. And GFM needs to hit 12 meters in 16 minutes, still starting off at a pretty tiny 25 centimeters, so they have a very long way to go on this level.
Well, tiny comparatively. Because, I mean, we were much smaller in some of the starting levels, and they just kind of ramp it up pretty quickly.
Yeah, I want to say like 5 centimeters in the first level.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
Alright, some girl's still looking for stuff to pick up. Decides to head back into the park. That's a good idea. She should be able to clean up a lot of the stuff in this park now.
Who's getting bullied by these cars here? It got impaled on a light pole. With some other enemies just kind of crashed into him and lose some stuff. Yeah, chase those dudes
Also
down.
doesn't help that this game's running at like half speed now.
You're just inducing lag to make it easier to control.
Sure, easier.
Alright, some girl's up to 2 meters, got 1 more meter to go. 5 minutes left on the clock. I think she's going to easily clear this target.
These sound effects are great. Oh my gosh.
Ah!
I like that. That was pretty good.
Alright, at some point some girl's going to realize there's a whole town to explore.
Oh, but first we gotta get bears.
Bears are pretty sweet.
There's a stack of bears.
Picks up a relaxin' dude.
I love like the generic names. They're pretty great. Some of the NPCs that you roll up are actually named. Specific ones are.
Yeah, that's another thing, that if you're playing this game for 100% completion, it does have a catalog of every object that you can collect in the game, and descriptions, that you can read the descriptions of every single unique object that can be collected.
There we picked up dog with fleas. Wonder if that's unique among the dogs. Or if there are multiple dogs with fleas. There probably are. Oh, grab all these fences. Gets revenge on this dude earlier. The Green X. Oh man. Was he a superhero?
Oh, some girl just needs to get like a fraction of a centimeter. There we go. Pushes it over that 3-minute mark. Plenty of time left on the clock. Gonna be moving on.
Oh no. Don't do this to me again.
Uh-oh.
Please tell me I'm so close. I just need to get like... Oh no, that literally took so much off of me.
You get like the concrete walls perhaps somewhere?
I literally need like a few millimeters. Just give me anything.
Oh, you got this.
Alright, good. I did it.
Quick sweep through town, just roll up everything.
Sweeping up town here, Gel's doing that pretty nice. Sweeping up through towns, getting a bunch of trees, and I think I see some buildings hanging off there as well.
Yeah, Jala's on level 9. Yep, here we go. Some girl's going to be starting Ursa Major. So some girl is completely blind to this, so her reaction on her stream is most likely going to be just supreme shock when she discovers how this level is completed.
Let's go forward. Grab that one right there. That is a scarecrow. Hey, we got it.
Bear acquired, and we're on to the next level.
Well, having a little difficulty with that larger building. Managed to get that lighthouse over there. Lighthouse is pretty good.
All right,
It's the target size.
There we go. Jal pushes it over the 30 meter mark, and it's going to be moving on to the final stage in this goal, Make the Moon. First of our featured racers to do so. Jal was the one who submitted this game to the lists, so good to have Jal joining us for the race.
I do like how when you pause the game, you can catch a brief glimpse of it at the top. It picks like a random object in the game and shows how many of those large or Katamari is.
Yes.
Every
That's
time you
actually...
unpause, repause, you can
That's a really useful thing, too, that on the Make the North Star level, where you have to get the Katamari as close to exactly 50 meters as you can use that to kind of cheat and figure out how big your Katamari is so that you can win that level every time.
So you can kind of math it out.
You can math it out, yes, that's exactly correct. Some girl's collecting bananas, but she's getting really off track here. Oh, she's not facing... There we go. All right, much better.
Really wants these bananas. I'm a big fan of all these bananas.
The bananas are fantastic.
I'll grab these radishes.
The radishes are great. They add they add a lot to your Katamari for as easy as they are to pick up.
Just love how you start tumbling through like a spike ball.
And Cthulhu is rolling around in the neighborhood again. This may be Cthulhu's last visit to the neighborhood, in fact. I believe 12 meters is the last of the neighborhood levels before you move on to the world levels that finish up the game. Midboss giving us a little bit of lore here in the race channel that apparently there was an effort made to do a TAS of Katamari Damacy, but it fell through because the emulator was problematic.
PS2 recording is the worst emulator of all time. As somebody who's also tried to TAS a PS2 game.
Alright, some girl's a little bit stuck here now. Seems to be having trouble finding things to roll.
Pretty barren in this area that she's in right now. She just kind of missed whatever area that game was leading you to.
She needs to move on to the town, but I don't think she realizes that the town exists yet, because she didn't even visit it during the last level. Alright, here she goes. She's going up the hill. Up the hill. Keep going. Into the streets. Here we go. Now she sees... No, wait, no, don't.
I wonder if she realizes that she can go up small faces like that just by holding up against it.
Ooh, that could be bad. The game tells you how to do that in the tutorial, but it doesn't make you do it. That's a big difference between Katamari Damacy and We Love Katamari. We Love Katamari, the tutorial does force you to climb a wall in the tutorial. That's bad. That could get her stuck.
I'm worried at this point, even if she does end up finding it, that there won't be enough time. I don't know if like just taking a quick reset right here would be worthwhile. Maybe it puts her on a more obvious path towards town as well. That she won't end up missing.
Yeah, at this point she needs to go to town, and without realizing you can roll over that wall, it's not going to happen.
Wow, GFM looking pretty fancy right here. Gonna be growing quite quickly with all these major pickups. There we go.
Here we go. Oh, there we go. All right, she gets over it. There we go. That's a huge relief. I was really frightened there. Huh. All right, she's in town, and now there's just stuff everywhere to grab.
Yeah, I hope there's still enough time.
Yeah, it could be iffy. On the other hand, you know, you find a group of stuff and you just start getting big.
I did like that attempted jump, though. I don't think there was anything up there to grab.
No, there's big piles of pineapples and bear statues here, all the sorts of things that any self-respecting person would want to add to a Katamari.
Oh, yeah. I know in my Katamari, I am definitely not picky. I do like these deer heads just standing out of this concrete wall here in the middle of town. That's how I like my town decorated as well, animal heads sticking out of walls.
And that swan boat is out for revenge. All right, Jala is on Make the Moon. Go ahead. What were you saying?
Sorry, but I'm gonna have to leave. I'm not feeling too well, so I'm gonna just work it out.
All right, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna find somebody's stream to replace Tea Party Cthulhu. How unfortunate. All right, who else do we have available?
Thanks for coming by. Take care.
What the heck is Midboss playing? Alright, let's grab Kruya. Kruya should be good.
Well, I hear the wonderful sound effects of living beings starting to get rolled up into the Katamari. Get used to these noises, because we're going to be hearing a lot of them here pretty soon, I feel. And we picked up Loud Mama, which was actually pretty accurate, I believe. She did indeed make quite the loud distress noise after getting Katamari'd. Honestly, I feel like she should be honored to get roll up and be such a wonderful Katamari.
Well, I think that's the lore, that once people are rolled up into the Katamari, they're happy with it. But yeah, I think my favorite one is when you get close to the police officers, they start shooting at you impotently as you roll right over them.
Yeah, I think I did see that on someone's screen earlier. They just kind of stand still and like actually a perfect target, but it's really funny.
Yeah, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, these trees here are actually pretty difficult to navigate through, considering they get stuck on the camera all the time, just obstruct your view. Alright, it hits the 3-meter mark.
So right now, so we've added Kruya to the restream. Kruya right now is a little bit ahead of Some Girl, but is right now third of the players that we've got on our restream featured runners. Trying to get up to 12 meters, has 9 minutes left, but still has a lot of Katamari to roll. Alright, Some Girl finds the assembly and rolls the assembly up.
Only 2 minutes left though, I'm not quite sure it'll be enough, but it's definitely a great
It's doable. It's definitely doable. Does Some Girl notice? Yeah, Some Girl I don't think has noticed the new area that can be reached. Here we go, finds the fence. Bim, 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 bim.
Those dudes are my favorite for sure. So distinctive. Alright, only about 30 seconds left, but still a meter and a half to go.
Yeah, this is looking bleak.
It's starting kind of mishap and lostness.
Taking
kind
too
of.
long at the start. Also, I don't know that Some Girl noticed that she can go over that ledge at the schoolyard to get to a new area. Oh man, she's... just rolling out to sea here. Grabs a buoy right before time runs out. Tepid. Tepid is no good.
Korea making good use of the dash mechanic here, though he's kind of bumping into everything. It's definitely tempting to use the dash just because it's so much faster, but of course, you know, when you're going so fast, you can't turn left or right very easily, or stop for that matter.
You have to have a plan before you dash. You've got to
Yeah.
have a straight line you want to follow, and you got to follow it.
Well, looks like Korea finished that stage there. Or is just restarting. I'm not quite sure. Just kind of missed what happened there. Make a star 8. Okay. Jal's starting to get on the building train here on the final stage.
Yeah, it's reached the point now where Jala's picking up whole buildings.
Still have a hefty 250 meters to go with about 14-15 minutes to do so, but that'll start coming pretty quickly when we're, you know, getting houses and just kind of land masses as a whole.
Yeah, being able to pick up a whole skyscraper really does wonders when you're just trying to build a giant ball of anything.
We're kind of running dry here, I guess, here in the ocean. It's kind of a funny thing to say. Oh, here we go. It's a very unsuspecting town area here. I believe this looks like the area where kind of one of the previous stages takes place in.
Yes, you're correct. This is the little town area that they were rolling around at the end of the previous stage. Now they're just rolling it up. That's also a fun fact that in the world stage, in the Make a Moon, once you get large enough, you can find the town and the house stages are objects you can roll up in this stage.
Just the entire thing.
Yeah, the two other areas they explore, the house stage from the first couple of Make a Star levels and the neighborhood stage, because they're not parts of the world stage, but you can find them as objects.
This should be pretty good if we can grab all this stuff up here. Yeah, everything except the biggest buildings. I guess that'll do. Oh, maybe now? Nope. Funny how we didn't see these giant squids terrorizing the towns earlier.
It's one of those things that you don't notice those things until you're large enough to roll them up into a Katamari. It's like a metaphor for life.
Whoa, it really is. Someday I too wish to be rolled up into Katamari.
Stay hydrated, bot, reminding us to take a drink of beverage. Where did my drink go?
Speaking of drinks here, Jalo's getting all these little island-esque areas here. Getting some skyscrapers now. Not that one, that one's huge, holy cow. We got the last loading screen, I think, so the final large objects have been loaded into the game. To give something to look forward to after we're, you know, done rolling up buildings and such. Now we only have a measly 220 so meters to go. Getting those giant squids finally. There is probably Godzilla hanging out over there.
Or a legally distinct Godzilla lookalike.
There you go.
Alright, some girl's reaching that 2-meter threshold with 7 whole minutes left on the clock. Gotta watch out for that swan boat. It does not watch where it's going.
The swan boat in the middle of the streets.
Boing, boing, boing.
I'm just kind of watching Zhao down here. It's so fun watching like the entire cities and trees and passing by airplanes, just kind of getting caught up in the giant mass of everything you've got going on.
And it feels so good because it's things that were, you know, you start off and it's a house and it's a location that you explore. But then you get bigger and suddenly it's no longer a location you explore, it's an obstacle to be moved around. And then you get even bigger and soon it's just an object you collect. It's just, it's so fun to watch that gradual progression.
I think small islands here might be the next target. Yeah, we're grabbing. There's Anchor Island right there. There's a lot of those little ones just hanging around. Those inner tube kids. Oh, there's some bridges now.
Yeah, Jaw's at the point where you're just starting to clean everything up. Yeah, Blasphemous was talking earlier about this. In this game, you just sort of clean up the ocean. In We Love Katamari, you get a little bit bigger. You do get big enough eventually that you roll around the whole world and that you can pick up the King of Old Cosmos himself. And I want to say the Xbox version of Katamari goes a step further, that when you get big enough, you roll off of the Earth and begin rolling around the solar system and picking up planets.
Oh man, that sounds like a treat. Oh, there's the gun guys. The gun guys, the police officers. Some girl had a run-in with those. The gun didn't do much to the old Katamari here.
No, you just add that weight to the Katamari and you just keep going.
Yes. Thank you, officer, for your bullets.
Alright, so some girl's heading to the assembly, and I think this time she recognizes she needs to advance to that next... Oh no, that... Oh, she takes that tractor to the face, throws her right back down into the city.
Oh no. That's fine, there's still plenty down here. Besides not to grab those singing dudes, I guess.
Alright, Jal has 40 meters to go, but also has a full 8 minutes left on the clock. So I think we're going to be seeing Jal wrapping this up very quickly.
Yeah, for sure. That octopus is huge and is now part of the Katamari.
15
Some of
to
these
8.
island locations. Some of these large islands are actually just a bunch of sectioned smaller ones, so you can actually get them when you might not think you'd be able to. Whoa! That oil tanker made that island a little weird. Ooh, somewhere back into the assembly.
There we go. Jal has completed the goal, has made the moon out of a 300-meter large Katamari, and pulls second place in our race. And I think Jal maybe is... I don't know how blind Jal is to it. Jal obviously knows enough about it to have submitted the game. So I'm pretty sure that Jal has played before. About 1 hour and 30 minutes was the blind time I got after looking up the speed run just to know the sequence of levels to do.
Alright, some girl has 2 meters to go here, but only about 2 minutes left as well. This is going to be cutting it really close.
It is cutting it close, but it is possible. Alright, let me pull somebody else up. Who else do we have?
There we go, there's a big group of people there. Just keeps getting knocked around by some large objects and losing a bunch. It's really unfortunate. There's so many obstacles here in this stage with the vehicles and such looping around the streets.
That sounds like the 1 minute warning.
There it is. There's a little over 1 meter left to go. So, And gonna have to get a little lucky finding objects in the road to get that big. Oh, is heading to the beach. There's that big tower of people here. A big tower of something with people at the top of it. Oh, and manages to clear the whole thing. Very nice. 517. Really close, but
30
only
seconds,
half a
but
minute left.
1 meter is going to be hard, especially this is not the area to be doing it. There's just not a whole lot of stuff out here.
Going for the fish. I think those are fish. Oh,
At least one of those is a sea turtle.
oh, mermaids. I see. The bulldozer honk signals the end.
But made good progress there. That was really close to completion. The game is very forgiving on the time limit, of course, because you can get much larger than the objective of the game for each level. Alright, so we've added Orville Red and Dead to the restream. Looks like Orville is already on the last level here.
I believe GFM is there as well, starting to pick. Oh, never mind. No, GFM just finished. I believe this was 9. It's probably hitting off the 10 right now. Korea working towards these all-important line of fences here. Gonna be just big enough to start getting some people, maybe? There we go. We got that guy. Some girl just kind of taking a stroll here through the level select.
Yeah, that's one bit that takes a little bit of time, is figuring out where the next level is. Oh, some girl is...
Yeah, seems more of an idle thing. Quotes that the game is impossible in the race chat. Alright, GFM has started the final stage here. Nice, 25 minutes to go. Uh-oh. Immediately probably wants to restart because they kind of fell at a really unfortunate spot.
Yeah, that's probably a good decision to make there. So I wonder if some girl's going to continue or if she's going to take a break here. I mean, she's making good progress. She's only got 4 levels left. And we've seen it hasn't been a consistent issue progressing either. A few levels have been hard, but other levels she's cleared on the first attempt.
Yeah, I feel like when you're not too familiar with the game, it can feel like there's a lot of luck in, like just finding the quote right area that has, the next big boost of objects you need to get, to the next major
Milestone for growth.
major milestone for oh well, if you go here, you're suddenly big enough to get people, which is a huge boon in some of these later stages. We do get the nice little jamming beats of the level select music here. No word from some girl yet. Might just be taking a small break.
Yeah, here we go. Making another effort at it.
Alright, good. Korea really getting up there. Got fences and some small bushes and stuff. Still a little wary of these cars rolling around. There's a lot of narrow passages and stuff in the little town area, so it's really easy to get kind of destroyed by the vehicles and such, because you get knocked from them, run into a building or something, and then just fly right back into them again. Stuff just starts flying off you. Does manage to find the 5-meter barrier, so gonna be a good number of stuff over here. Jumpstart their goal to 12.
Yeah, just picking up the barrier gives you, you know, a bunch of centimeters.
Oh, yeah.
That picks up all those breakwater blocks in the construction yard. Not big enough to pick up them Tonka trucks, though.
Alright, how about now? Can we grab them? Oh, yes we can. The steamrollers are now ours. Part of the Katamari, though that bulldozer there looks a little scary still. There's a lot of pipes just hanging out up here. Yep, see you guys.
Into the water.
I wonder if you can get some of those fish that are flying through their little cycle here. That'd be actually a pretty great Kickstarter if you could just kind of hang out and let them land on you.
I think that you can. It's just, it's a little tricky to do, and there's other stuff to grab. Like these delicious looking pineapples. Here we go. Kruya is picking up trees now. Once you can pick up the trees, it's pretty much over. And there we go.
Is cleared. I believe this was stage 8.
Yes.
12 meter.
Yes. Is Kruya going to keep going? Kruya may not have read the pace bit and may be just continuing to play the levels.
Oh, there we go.
Much better.
GFM had some little issues with that that moving fence. Got some people knocked off of him, but I think they landed right on back on top of the Katamari, thankfully. Can we get that cow? Yeah, we can.
Yep, unfortunately, one of the better levels in the game, the Taurus level, we do not see in the speedrun.
Is that the one that's just pick up everything?
Let's pick up a cow. No, let's pick up a cow. It's
oh,
the
just a cow.
It's exactly the same as the Ursa Major level, but it's a cow instead.
Which
then,
I assume includes just like milk as well.
Milk cartons count. Traffic cones that are inexplicably cow pattern count as cows. And then, of course, there's We Love Katamari that has the Cow Bear level, which is a amalgamation of the two, where you have to pick up the largest cow or bear you can find, with the target, of course, being the legendary Cow Bear being the largest object you can collect.
Of course.
Alright, some girls starting to pick up small children here.
Yeah, out of context.
Yeah. We'll do phrasing next time.
Oh, here's the assembly. A little smaller than last time. Has to knock out the people first, but it should be able to get all of it. I think after getting a couple of them, it won't be much of an issue.
Yeah, it doesn't explain it in this game, but once you knock somebody out, after they stand back up, they will run away and disappear from the screen, and you'll have to roll the Katamari elsewhere to get them to respawn.
Oh no.
Yeah, see, like that guy just ran right through a brick wall to escape. But if you roll far enough away, he will respawn and you can collect him again. This is for you, detention! Alright, so some girl is almost a full meter larger than she was before. Rolling back through these streets, she should be able to pick up a lot of just stuff laying around.
Grab those two guys. They're sitting there jamming out on the car. Oh man. There's our milestone 3.
There we go. How much you got left on the clock? 5 minutes. 5 minutes should be enough. She was close last time.
Yeah,
Just gotta watch out for that swan boat. That swan boat with a rocket. It's unforgiving.
Heading back into the school assembly area, but I don't know how much left there is to grab here.
It's the easiest way to get around to the next milestone marker.
Oh, I see. Yeah, the barrier's over here. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Taking time to pick up the barrier. There we go. Ooh, picking up lampposts now. That cow didn't see it coming.
GFM is kind of in a schoolyard area that has just balls spinning around everywhere. This is great.
Yeah, it's in fact it's the same schoolyard area where some girl just was, just in the different layout.
No people here anymore, presumably because they're already rolled up in the Katamari.
I mean, if a giant Katamari rolled through and picked up an entire schoolhouse, I also would not return to that place.
It's pretty good. And stuck a little between the buildings here. There's a giant, like, radish or something right there. That'd be a nice prize to roll up. I'm getting a little caught on this wall. GFM's having some issues. There we go. Alright, some girl has near cleared the whole beach where she ran with him last time. But,
Still 3 minutes on the clock, but she's 3/4 of the way to the target.
Really wants this fish over here. The fish and the mermaid.
That makes her happy. I gave her a good 10 centimeters on her Katamari.
Alright, get back up to town. There's a lot of stuff there.
Might be big enough to grab cars now. Ooh, gets that rock.
Oh, not that car. Well, the fences and stuff will be pretty great.
Yeah, just needs to scoop up those fences as she goes through.
Oh no, it's just narrowly avoiding them. Those little barricades right there. I'm pretty sure you can grab those.
Yeah, she should be able to roll up all of those. That would be a nice addition to the Katamari. It gets that lion statue. That lion statue is a nice add.
Found a wrestling arena here. A bunch of people hanging around over there. the barricade. No. Oh my gosh. So close.
Avoiding those barricades. She really should roll back to the first part of town. She should be able to just sweep up those streets. That'll probably push her right over that threshold.
There we go. We're heading back down here.
Yeah, this will be good. Get that awful swan boat finally.
Oh, we're so close. So close. 45 seconds left.
Gotta grab these fences.
I don't think some girl knows that the fences are all sectioned off. So you can grab individual parts of it.
Come on, turn around! No, don't
Now
run
is
out
the
to
time to
sea.
lose.
Oh,
Oh,
she's
there
so
we go.
close.
It's the swan boat to finish it off.
That's poetic, really.
After all the trouble it was giving us.
All right, makes it to the target. She may find some of these later levels to be easier. The difficulty of the levels isn't consistent, I would say.
I would agree with that.
Alright, so Kruya is up to 30-meter level, but still only a tenth of the way to the goal. We've got GFM is on Make the Moon, is already up to 30 meters, is already picking up buildings. This is where the game just starts to catapult straight ahead, that you get gigantic.
Katamari Pult.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Here's the bus to the Space Center.
Okay.
Decides to watch the cutscenes, I guess.
Why not?
I can feel it. I can feel the cosmos. We're having a little issue getting through this little barricade here. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay, manages to stay up top, doesn't fall off. And then gets destroyed by this lion truck. Alright, GFM's getting large enough now. We're getting some buildings here. We're gonna be getting exponentially larger very shortly. You'd be surprised how big you grow when you're picking up, you know, land masses. Maybe that isn't actually surprising at all.
I mean, sometimes. Sometimes you'd be surprised.
Very nice stadium here. Stadiums are very large. Some nice lights around it. Just building after building.
Just moving on from one island to the next, just cleaning everything up.
Oh wow, those big fishnet cages are a lot bigger than I thought they'd be.
Yeah, a lot of the objects are misleading in their size. Objects with a lot of surface area add a lot to the Katamari for some reason.
I was just surprised how, you know, deep they went in the water, where you could only see the top of them on the surface.
think some girl can pick up those locks if she just bump into them.
Oh, speaking of bumping into things, it gets kicked right off that little platform up there.
That kid's just a jerk.
There we go. Nice bunch of cans in the way. Oh, can barely not get that little tower of stuff there.
Tower of sausages, I guess?
Might be. Kind of look like lanterns or something.
Oh yeah, you might be right. I'm just thinking about food all the time.
Oh, I'm pretty tempted myself.
And here we go. We've got another race finisher, Orville Reddead, completing Make the Moon and finishing our race with a time of 1 hour, 57 minutes, and 11 seconds. We have Gemniant has forfeited. I believe they've been having some difficulties with their emulator, so that's not anything about their ability to play the game, but simply trying to get the game to work. That was something we knew might have been an issue going into it, that PlayStation 2 is a little more difficult to run than a lot of the games we do. Super Nintendo games, cheapy freeware. So we are glad that we got such a great turnout for this race with as many people who were able to emulate as they were. Alright, let's get our last racer, Salmon Buffalo. Salmon Buffalo also on Make the Moon.
And GFM hits the last threshold, I believe, at 200 meters. We're going to be getting the rest of the everything here very shortly.
The rest of the everything.
Yep. Everything. We only got about 6 minutes left, but I don't think that's going to be an issue, considering how, you know, many islands there still are around.
Here we go, some girl moving on to the city.
Yeah, each individual island seems to add at least 1 meter, so it's really just pick up, you know, 40 things at this point and you're done.
Yeah, there's a little bit of diminishing returns there, but you're right, that just collecting a bunch of those objects, that's going to add a lot to your Katamari in a very short period of time.
What about the Katamari bonks on clouds? Almost there. Whirlpools are always nice. The giant octopus sure helped out. Oh my god, getting stuck under a cloud. That's so funny.
Hey, you, get off of my cloud.
There we go. GFM has finished the moon.
Congratulations to GFM for having cleared the final level of the skull. And GFM has an SRL time of 2 hours and 55 seconds. Just barely over the 2 hour threshold, but nonetheless a very good showing.
I love the king just holding up the Katamari there. You got this landmass of trees and stuff, and then there's the giant squid just sticking on it.
Some girls almost up to 1.5 meters. Still 11 minutes on the timer. Still plenty of time to make this work. Looking for more stuff she can grab.
Korea's got 1 minute left and is very, very close to the goal. Gonna be getting some of the smaller buildings here, and I think that should be enough. Oh gosh, kind of rolls off there. Oh, we can get back up and grab that stuff. Oh yeah, it should be fine. As long as it stops banging into elephants. There we go.
Nice roll up right there. Grabs a little tree there, and that pushes him right over the edge.
Yep, Korea's finished stage 9. Gonna be going on to the moon. I do like how exponentially bigger the stages get. Well, I mean, they start off pretty small, and then you go from, like, what, 12 meters to 30 meters, and then it just kind of multiplies into 300. Korea's looking at the circle levels, which I believe are the constellation levels, but I think the moon is actually one that's signified by a star.
No, that's not correct. The circles are the levels you haven't played yet.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, and you can see once they complete one of the constellation levels, it will turn into a square with that constellation on it. And
oh, I did see the bear. Yeah, okay, makes sense.
yes, so he is correctly identifying which levels are the ones he's looking for.
Gotcha. Here we are. Yahoo! These random boulders just flying out of the sky. So unfortunately placed to land right on top of some girl.
Catches Tony Hato, the skateboarder.
The Japanese Tony Hawk.
I think that's what it is. Oh, here we go. Some girl's starting to pick up plants, picking up fences.
Korea recognizes that there's little ladder markers here and just rolls up the entire wall.
There we go. That's one way to do it.
This baseball team is very expressive. Oh, alright, some girl picked up a guardrail, now recognizes that she can get them, but doesn't hang around to grab the rest of them. I guess just keeps going through. I feel like there's been a common theme with the way they've been playing the game.
Yeah, it's one of those two that I think some girl is the only person who has joined this raid actually blind. So, you know, for most of us, I think we've seen enough of it that we may be, we may recognize these kinds of strategies that aren't necessarily obvious on your first time. You only have your first race of Katamari once, and then after that, you know what you're doing. Those boulders are good. That's going to add some size. Cleaning out this gas station.
Oh yeah, grab all those fences, very nice. And the sumo guy too, sure, why not?
Yeah, why was the sumo in the cage with the elephant?
I think he was wrestling the elephant.
That's a plausible
Probably true.
explanation.
Oh no. Oh man, I'm just barely not big enough to grab these tints, I think. Be a nice jump start after clearing the 5-meter barrier. Oh gosh, that's a lot of size there with that truck. These horns.
Honk. Could be worse. It could have the alarm go off. That would be obnoxious.
Yeah. There's another 5-meter barrier right there.
Yeah, that'll take her to the construction yard.
Ah, yes. The sumo wrestler mining.
It's just getting bigger and bigger.
Revenge on some of the big honking trucks.
Yeah, gets those steamrollers. Rolls up the steamrollers, I might add.
Oh, not the bulldozer, or a steamroller. See you, dude. Ooh, now we're getting telephone poles. Trees. Now we are really rolling.
Here we go, and Salmon Buffalo is wrapping up Make the Moon and finishes with a SRL time of 2 hours, 10 minutes, and 17 seconds. Congratulations to Salmon Buffalo. Kruya on Make the Moon, not too far behind right now.
We're gonna have a lot of moons in the sky tonight. Like some girls have a little issue navigating around just because I think it's the not forward movement that she's so commonly doing is being a real hindrance.
Yeah, the levels also get kind of difficult because these last few levels, they start you off with small, tight areas that you're supposed to navigate when you're tiny. And if you revisit them when you're too big to navigate around them but too small to pick them up, it leads to some really weird and kind of hilarious if you're not actually playing situations. Like, she was trying to navigate through that cluster of buildings, but she was unable to get through them because she was too big, but also too small to actually pick them up.
Rockets. And so nice.
Now I want to be an astronaut too.
Oh, I'm sure your father would be pleased. Speaking of your father,
Cray was having a little
where can
difficulty
he be?
getting up the ramp to this area here. Besides just to launch himself out of the water. Got a nice bit of airtime. Interrupted the cutscene, sorry.
Alright, some girl moving on to Make a Star 9, the second to last level in this goal. Crew, you're making good progress here on Make a Moon. Is moved on to the larger part of the neighborhood now, or larger part of the city. I mean,
Getting some of the large telephone poles, just barely big enough to grab those. It looks like.
there we go. Some girl taking time to grab a couple of these things on this ledge where she starts. Tumbling down off of this totem pole.
It's a very elegant way of descending there.
Hey, gets her down to the bottom, and she didn't lose any size.
Alright, Cray is starting to find the big stuff. Finally gets out of it. Out of the town that's becoming pretty barren at this point.
Yeah, should be getting pretty close to moving on to the next milestone and passing through another gate. Alright, some girl picking up some pineapples. Here we go. Find some beach balls on the beach. Can't pick up any of these lifesavers. Still
Great,
can't
just
get
picked
those lifesavers.
Oh man, so close. Gray just picked up what I think was a train engine driving around town here. Uh-oh, getting stuck here. Oh. Having a little trouble finding the next tier of stuff, I guess, that we can pick up. But, okay, now we're going. No, go down to the beach. Grab all that stuff down there. You're probably big enough now.
No, not going to the beach. Some girl is. Crew rolls up a parking lot. Those people are going to have some serious trouble finding their car later.
I don't know, even without the Katamari, I have serious trouble finding my car sometimes.
Some girl going swimming.
Korea makes past the 12-meter barrier here. Hopefully there's a lot more stuff up here, because where they were was kind of barren. They kept going around the same, empty area multiple times.
Yeah, I think that there's like a bunch of mushrooms or something that they can collect to get a lot of size, but you have to look around a bit to find them. Alright, some girl heading right back into this little park. This is a good move. There should be a ton of stuff here to roll up. There we go. Just adds 50 centimeters under the Katamari like it's nothing.
So close to them. We've got these small trees here. There's so many of them too. It's gonna be just huge when. Oh my gosh! There we go.
There. Oh, that feels so good. Oh.
Now you look like broccoli.
Just swallow that up. Yeah, another fun thing is when you finish, it'll tell you what percent of your Katamari is made up of everything, and on these, invariably you wind up with a mostly vegetation Katamari.
Oh, really wants to roll up here to grab these buildings, but I don't know if he's gonna be able to. There's been a lot of time spent here just searching for stuff. It might get a little close near the end. That was a good roll. A lot of stuff over here. Some girl hits that milestone.
Yeah, she hasn't even gone into town yet, so when she gets to town, she should be able to roll up a lot of stuff here and gain a lot of size. That's going to be a huge benefit to her.
These boats are going to help out with that as well. Just getting bigger than the minimum. Get so much more stuff immediately.
Because it sucks when you're in an area and there's just, you have to weave between big things to get the things that you can pick up. When you just roll down the street and roll up everything, it goes way faster.
Can we get these white barricades yet? Not gonna find out. Oh, nope, guess not. There's something in front of some girl that she keeps bonking into.
Like a windsock or something like that sticking out of her Katamari.
Exactly that.
Alright, hopefully she remembers where the next section is, since it is the same as it was for the previous level.
Korea has scaled the little section there. It's a lot more buildings. We are fastly approaching 50. Here we go. Sees a sign over there. There's like a barricade sign over there, like guarding a single island.
Alright, some girl slipping through there. She finds the barrier and she is moving on to the next part of town. She's got a nice, healthy 5-meter Katamari going into town. She's got 10 full minutes left on the clock. She's got a very good shot at clearing this level on her first attempt. Oh! Takes a spill into the water.
Yikes. Oh well, work with what you got, I guess. Surely there's some stuff to roll up on the way back up.
Here we go. She's just gonna roll up this giant pile of barrels.
With the sumo guys on top? Yeah. It's been a pretty commonplace for people today.
Alright, need to head back into town. Oh, takes a truck to the face.
Oh no. I did recognize that she can grab the berries, so hopefully that will be the next kind of major. No, never mind. We're gone. There's
Ah,
just
they're
so
all
much. There's just so much skipping of those good small things, I feel.
It might be that she doesn't, you know, that if you don't watch how much you're gaining on your Katamari by looking at your size meter, you may incorrectly think that those aren't a big deal. Because the barriers look pretty small, but they actually add quite a bit to your Katamari.
Rhea has a giant bridge just kind of sticking out of him.
It's perfectly normal.
Yeah. It's running on 7 minutes left. I don't know if this is gonna cut it too close or not.
He might be. I mean, remember, once you hit 100 meters, you just start picking up islands.
Yeah, that's true. We're getting there pretty quickly. Oh gosh, but we're losing a bit of mass there, getting stuck between a building and I don't know, just terrain.
Alright, some girl just needs to cross that threshold that she can start picking up trees, and then it's all over. There we go, she can get palm trees now. And she's gonna take advantage of that. You don't want to go out into that ocean. There we go. Still can't pick up those boulders. Needs a little more momentum. Climbs up, grabs the smaller cars. Oh, getting really close here.
Na 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 na.
No, that's not the song we're listening to. Please, Blasphemous, please.
It's okay, I messed it up anyway. I'm terrible. Gonna go lie down and cry now.
You should. Think about what you did. Alright, some girl passing the 9-meter threshold. You can't pick up that tree. There we go. Moves around it, gets a tractor. Kriya's got 5 minutes, is reaching that 150-meter threshold.
Yeah, we need to start picking up those giant fish nets and the smaller islands. I think needs to be the target right now, or else we might not have enough time.
Oh, here we go. Some girl grabbing those trees. The Katamari catapults up.
Oh. You are now a ball of vegetation. Conveniently right next to the barrier as well.
Some girl notices that now she can pick up those cars, so she immediately takes revenge upon them.
It always
Who else
feels
still left in the race, or just the two of them?
Yeah, we just have Kruya and some girl left. Of course, Mid-Boss was farming the crap out of this. Mid-Boss, of course, is the speedrunner of this game. We had 2 forfeits. One player forfeited. Tea Party Cthulhu was just feeling sick and that he didn't feel like he could finish the race. And another player forfeited, I believe, because they were emulating it and they were just having issues emulating it. It just wasn't working.
Yeah, PS2 emulation can be a pain.
Alright, some girl moving on to the harbor.
We are kind of dodging the islands, just trying to get to each major landmass rather than picking up the islands between them.
Does Kruya even realize you can pick up the islands?
No, pretty sure he's gotten some of them.
I think he ended up rolling over one and it hurt him, so he's trying to avoid him.
That
There we
could
go.
be. Alright, some girl needs to find landmass. Ooh, yeah, Kuya's gonna cut this a little bit close.
I was just popping in. I'll catch you guys later.
All right,
Get going.
see ya.
You got if any matches show up tonight, right?
I'll keep an eye on it. I might be doing something else, but I'll keep an eye on it and I'll see how I can arrange my schedule for it.
All right, I appreciate it. I got to head out, so.
All right, catch you later.
See ya.
All right, some girl's picking up boats here. She really no. Where are you going? Don't go out to sea.
With the boats. And the squid.
Yeah, no. Some girl is really getting off track here. Needs to get back on land.
Uh-oh.
She wants a squid, but she can't have a squid.
Bonk.
All right. She needs to get back on land and look for some land masses because she needs to get up top where the buildings are. There we go. She's picking some stuff up here. She might be heading back. That isn't too terrible if she goes back.
Oh man, Kroya is only about 50 away now. It's gonna be so close.
There we go. Some girl's getting a bunch of trees here. That's going to be great.
Kroya's got 1 minute left, but only about 13 more meters to go, which is only a couple islands.
Yeah, he can do this.
By a couple, I mean like 3 already. Oh yeah, okay, we're done.
There we go. And makes it. Grabs that island and clears the goal. Some girls only 3 meters away. 2 meters. 1 meter. Nope, 2 meters. Alright, some girl can pick up boats now. She's gonna clear this. There we go. Some girl makes it over the threshold. So that is Make a Star 9 done. So we're on to the final level on the game. And of course, the best soundtrack in the entire game.
Oh boy. Been waiting for this.
And I especially like it because I think that this game has has like a 30-minute version of this song just for this level.
Look, isn't that Dad running this way? Dad!
It was called off. There's no launch today.
Oh no, after we came all this way to see your launch.
Well, the moon's disappeared.
My word, it really is gone.
Let me see, let me see. I want to see.
I love the lore.
The lore is amazing.
Alright, time to make the moon for some girl on the internet.
Yep, if she can clear this in one shot, she'll get under 3 hours and come within the estimate. So that'll be perfect. Some girl smartly starting that over after taking that initial tumble. Good plan. Great plan. Grow questioning where to go next.
Uh-oh, takes a tumble down to the water. I don't
Yeah,
know.
she
I
can
feel
make it back to land. Like right
Yeah.
here. Or over there, I don't know.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Well,
Here's
I
some
guess
fish.
there are some small fishes. Yeah. Glad there are objects this small here on the beach. You don't even like realize it once you get big enough that there are things, you know. There's just things of like all sizes everywhere.
Well, they use that against you in a lot of areas too. Like, for example, we haven't seen the players find many of the royal presents. And a lot of that is because the royal presents will disappear once you get too big. So you really do need to explore the levels with mindful of you're trying to get those presents and find the areas where they're hidden before you're too big to collect them. Collects a bunch of algae balls. Oh, she just stole that bear's vanilla cone.
Wow. No, the bull's coming. Oh man, knocks that kid out. Get out of here.
Yeah, she escapes from the bowl and then she takes it out on something smaller than herself. That's classic bully behavior right there.
Well, I do like all these logs are just perfectly placed. They're pretty good size.
Yeah, a lot of the levels tend to do that. Putting a large group of objects are about the same size. And you find those and you just roll them all up.
I like the item called Monster Melon, which was several times smaller than the moving melon right next to it. Doesn't seem so monstrous actually after all.
I mean, I guess you could consider it monstrous if you wanted more melon.
That's true. Melons are pretty great. Knocked out a kid, but has no idea where they went. Oh, there she is. There we go, fences. At least a couple of them. I'm not interested in the rest. We're getting out of here. Oh, are we big enough to grab these green fences yet? Probably not. That's pretty close. Ooh, all those tables sure helped. Speaking of tables, there's a whole classroom going up on this ramp.
And it doesn't seem very effective, but
No.
I'm not going to question Japanese education systems.
That melon almost got a goal there, knocking the Katamari into the soccer goal.
Alright, some girl moving on to the next part of town.
Oh, whoa. Suddenly a lot of people here. They're all getting away.
Yeah, they were all waiting in line for whatever this building is.
Oh, here we go. Guard railings. What are those, bikes? Yep. They were.
Now they're just a star. It's that planner.
I do love how the umbrella's open. Intentionally or not, some of those doing a very good job of dodging things. We're pretty close to grabbing that car and those tents. Oh,
Come on! Ah, there we go. Picks up that whole parade motorcade.
wonderful. Crocodile, okay.
Now she gets that ox that was bullying her earlier.
Oh man. It's a police officer somewhere. Oh no.
Heads back out into the schoolyard, but this time much larger. Yeah, she is the one who's gonna knock him around.
Look at you to knock out the green melon before grabbing it. Thinking about where to go next. There you go. Use the dash. Launch off that thing like a ramp. Oh, knocks out a car. You really want that. Nope, never mind. If you're big enough to knock out something, I feel like it's worth picking up.
Yeah, but on the other hand, maybe some girl wants her miles per gallon for her Katamari to stay low.
Oh, I see.
Being environmentally conscious.
Yeah, this is definitely environmentally. What is this tower of vehicles right here?
It just is. It's also a very sturdy tower of vehicles.
Yeah, I'll say. Telephone poles. What about the giant mushrooms? I think those might be a little, yeah,
Just
too
a
too big.
little too small to pick those up. Picks up a bunch of cows instead. Still too small.
Alright, here's a bunch of cars. Now we're going. Can we grab this tower yet?
Oh, Nice, gets that whole fence. I think it's still too small for the tower. No, don't head out to sea. No, no, no. Stay back inland.
She's kind of hanging around the same areas here, and it's not really working out.
Yeah. Oh, picks up that train. Alright. Oh, gets the boulder. Try to get all those tents.
It's the soccer goals. Almost being able to do the 12 barrier.
Oh, can she get the mushrooms now? Might be big enough for mushrooms. Oh god, rolls right out to sea.
There's the 12.
Nice. Everything is falling around here.
Yeah. Thankfully we can grab the rocks, but that the room ahead didn't like us. How about these fish? They look a little too big. Yep. And a submarine.
Here we
Oh,
go.
wow.
She can get some of the boats.
I'm surprised we can get any of them, but that worked out. They're just very slightly different in size.
Alright, crosses that 15-meter threshold.
Just trying to get some small buildings here.
It's that big tower, that's good.
Now we're getting the swordfish. Oh, and dodges the submarine. You get the rest of the boats? Ooh, some of them.
Those boats are pretty hefty. Alright, needs to start finding some trees to pick up. That's what's going to throw her over.
Get out of here, I think. Take a right here, I think. It's the whole other area that we left from the start. Oh gosh, slipping in the water.
Yeah, not surprisingly, it gets really hard to slow down your Katamari when it's, 20 meters in diameter.
Oh, now we're talking. Alright, it's 30.
Still
Boats
got 11
beware.
minutes on the clock, but the first 30, I think, takes longer than the...
Oh!
Oh, nice. Oh, picks it up, but then it falls off.
Not big enough to grab it. Oh no!
You can't have it.
Really wants the present. Oh man, so
Did you
close.
get it? No. Alright, she needs to find some new places to explore.
Yeah, all the trees and such are gone here. Oh, we're getting in some of the buildings though. It's a good start.
Alright, come on, some girl, you need to keep moving. You're plenty big enough, you should be able to clear out the next area.
Got all those trees right there.
Oh yeah, there we go. Head towards those. Yeah. Oh, climb over. Oh.
What? What's happening? Is it like just too tall?
Or it might be an artificial barrier to keep you from cheating your way that way.
Yeah, maybe. Oh well, I guess these factories over here will do.
Katamari just keeps getting bigger and more unwieldy.
Yeah, I'll say. There's 60. There's a good dash. It's really slow in this water, so even if you don't go too far with the dash, it's always good to get your momentum back up.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the water so much as just the Katamari getting so big.
It's really good. Oh, watch out for that superhero dude.
See, 70 meters big, and you're still getting bullied by these jerks. Where's some girl going?
Oh, can you go these small islands? That would be great.
I think those are too big. Can she grab the... Where? No, where are you?
We're going over here.
Here we go. Here's some stuff to pick up.
It's a good city, yeah.
Can get those buildings. Nice. Alright, she's crossed the 100 meters threshold.
Oh, what is the building flying off, dude?
Not gonna cross that bridge.
I would be so worried trying to cross the bridge. When
Oh,
it's
here
like-
we go. Finds another city.
Some of the very small islands should be pretty good targets. Oh, even the slightly bigger islands now work out nice.
All right, 5 minutes left on the clock, 150 meters. Makes it up to 160.
They seem to realize that the islands are pretty high priority. Getting some whirlpools too, these are really big as well.
Yeah, I think she's over the hard threshold. This is the point where you start running out of things that are too big for you to move around.
Oh man, grab all these nets. Or half of them, that works. Oh, it takes out Godzilla.
He deserved it.
Rose up, Marine Jumbo Man. Grab all these whirlpools. Rolls right over the squid. Alright, 200. We got 4 minutes left, though these last 100 come very quickly.
Alright, heading back to the starting island. This is a good plan. Should be able to just roll everything up here.
That bridge sticking out, I think, might have messed a little bit. Rolling out here to these outer islands where the rainfall is. I think we might be able to grab these. Oh no, so close.
Yeah, it's not. No, don't want to be out that far. Want to be closer to the middle where you can grab more stuff.
Yeah, immediately turning around to go back. It's good. Oh man, that little mountain is huge.
There we go. Up to almost 250. 3 minutes left on the clock. So it's looking really good.
Just need to see more of these islands. Even if they're the smaller islands, they still add like 2 meters, which is... I mean, even if you're only getting 2 meter things, that's only 20 things you need to pick up. Oh no, get stuck on the cloud. Oh,
Back
no.
off! Back off! Alright, alright. Almost. No, get away. It's
There
not
we
how
go.
clouds work.
That's not how clouds work. It has to be all those islands. Oh gosh. It's gonna be cutting it really close now.
There we go. 275. 2 minutes left on the clock.
Oh, that was a huge boost.
290. Come on, you can do it, some girl. One minute left to go.
That tanker was like 8. Oh no, the cloud! Get out of here!
Come on. Only 1 meter left to go. And she nails it.
We did it.
Some girl
We did it,
finishing Katamari Damacy. Her final SRL time is 2 hours, 56 minutes, and 13 seconds, making it just under the threshold. And so that is the end of our race. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Before we quit here, we are going to go ahead and draw our next race. We're going to do another race next week. So let's do that right now, and let's find out what we are going to have. today's games: Granddad, Yu Yu Kenjeki something, Hula World, Blender Bros, and Valkyrie no Densetsu. Hold on, I need to turn this down. There we go. Sorry about that. Alright, so Blender Bros pulling out to an early lead. Ooh, tearing it up. Halfway there. Granddad falling behind, but Yu Yu Kengeki Musu coming up. This is looking pretty one-sided. Valkyrie no Densetsu, though, is trying to make a difference. It's approaching. Blender Bros is slowing down. Oh, can it make it? Valkyrie overtakes it, and next week's game is going to be Valkyrie no Densetsu for the TurboGrafx 16, an action-adventure game submitted by Some Girl. Some Girl, of course, has excellent taste in games, showing us the TG16 games that we should be playing. So we'll be doing that next week. All right, so that's what we've got for next week. Of course, we've got mystery tournament, co-op tournament races coming up all week long. Not a whole lot of races scheduled just yet. I think our next scheduled race is for on Monday, but hopefully we will have some others scheduled today, tonight or tomorrow, and we'll be restreaming those as they happen. So thank you very much for co-commentating this with me, Makan. If you've got any last words to say before we move on.
I just want to say thank you for doing that. I had a lot of fun, despite like not having much speedrun knowledge of the game. Definitely a big fan, having played it before, so it was cool to see the blind run of it.
All right. So thank you, everybody, and keep an eye out because we'll be having more races around the week, not just on the Saturdays. And, of course, be ready. We will have our pace bin put together for a Valkyrie no Densetsu race next week. So we'll see how good that is. Thank you, everybody, and you have a good evening.
Take care.